Cozy Cast. My name is Sahil Dhawan. And in this segment, we're going to touch on some takeaways from the NFL's Week 5 games. Mainly some questions that we as fans should have after the Week 5 games. Now, when I'm recording this, it's Monday, so I won't be touching on any of the Monday night games. But in terms of the Sunday games, what are some questions we have as fans or fan bases about some teams, some players, and stuff like that after Week 5? So let's jump right into it. The first one and number one thing I want to talk about is Derek Carr turning a corner. And what I mean by that is, did we see the second phase of Derek Carr? Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, in his game against Kansas City, Derek Carr was able to hit on the deep ball. He was able to throw the ball deep effectively and really gash that KC defense. This is a concern that like many people have had about Derek Carr in the past. His main knock was his inability to complete the deep pass. A lot of people view Derek Carr as kind of a dink and dunk type of quarterback, but he kind of proved that he's not limited in that aspect on Sunday. And they beat Kansas City, who a lot of people think is the best team in the league. I don't think we should look at Kansas City any different. There's a reason that there's only been 2 undefeated regular seasons in NFL history. It's extremely tough. I assume that Kansas City game planned against Derek Carr making 3 to 4 of those huge throws, and I don't blame them for that. But maybe let's see, if you're a Raiders fan waking up this morning, I think you should be very excited. Number 2, is Matt Rule proving to be one of the best coaches in this league? I mean, the Carolina Panthers have won 3 games in a row. And I mean, if you look at their roster on paper, they probably have like a bottom 5 roster in terms of big names or star players or Pro Bowl players, but they've won 3 in a row. I want to give credit to Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, wherever that guy goes, his team seem to win. So I don't want to put this all on Matt Rule, but his game planning has been magnificent, and the Panthers look great. They look like a unit. They're playing well. They look like they're all together. And I think his game plans have been magnificent. And if you're a Panthers fan, again, just like if you're a Raiders fan, you should be waking up excited on Monday. Number 3. When will Tua start? So if you check the scores, or if you're a Dolphins fan or a 49ers fan, you know already that the Dolphins destroyed the 49ers yesterday. And that just means that they are still in the playoff picture. And as long as they're in the playoff picture, I don't think Tua is going to see the field. And I don't blame Brian Flores for not starting Tua or giving an opportunity. As long as this Miami team has a shot at playing in the playoffs, I think Fitzpatrick should play and should be the starter because, when you're a franchise like the Dolphins, you don't get to that spot very often, or you haven't. So if you have a chance to, take advantage of it. I mean, Tua will have plenty of time to start in his career. And I think if you have an experienced guy like Ryan Fitzpatrick in there and your team is playing well, continue to keep him in and you'll have a shot at the playoffs. And until they are out of that playoff picture, Ryan Fitzpatrick should and will start. But if Tua does ever get that eventual start, it's going to be very exciting for football fans. One of the most exciting storylines this NFL season. Moving on to number 4, Dak's future. I mean, if you watched the game this Sunday live, like I did, I was watching the Cowboys and Giants game because I'm a Giants fan, unfortunately. But you saw that gruesome, heartbreaking injury that happened to Dak Prescott, and I am the farthest thing from a Cowboys fan or a Dak stan, but that was heartbreaking. And you could tell by the reaction of his teammates, his coach, his ex-coach, Jason Garrett, the fans, the opposing players. Like, Dak Prescott is a gamer. Whatever you have to say about him, whatever you have to say about his play on the field, he's a competitor. He's very respectful, one of the most respected guys in the league, and that was sad to see. But I think the real question that comes out of this is, can the Cowboys still win the East? Are they still in the driver's seat to win the East with Andy Dalton at the helm? I think it's going to be extremely close. I think it's going to come back or come down to exactly what we thought. Two average to below average teams fighting it out at the top between the Eagles and the Cowboys. I don't know at this point. It's such a toss-up. I'm going to say that the Eagles will edge it out just because they have, I think, a better defense and more experience. But I guess we'll see moving forward. Number 5. Is Jimmy G that guy? We've seen instances where Jimmy G has played great and has looked like one of the better quarterbacks in the league. And then we see games like we did on Sunday where he threw 2 of the worst picks I've seen in a very long time, both inexcusable. And he got benched. The 49ers are dealing with a lot of injuries on the offensive and defensive side, mainly the defensive side. But I think that has more to say about Jimmy G than anything else. Like, was it the defense that carried him last season to success? Or, is he just having a rough time adjusting to this new season and stuff like that? But I feel like it's not a good look for Jimmy G. I think the 49ers have a lot of thinking to do. And moving forward, I guess we'll see. If he has another performance like this, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets benched for even longer or for even a start one of these weeks. And then my final takeaway or question from week 5 is, does Phillip Rivers need to go? We've seen this Colts team make great move after great move after great move in terms of the front office. They've drafted incredible pieces. They have one of the best offensive lines in the league and a stout defense. But Phillip Rivers just seems like a throwaway at that position, like a fill-in. Like, I don't think he should be there. I think his team should start working towards getting a permanent replacement. And I know they are doing that. I know Phillip Rivers is not a permanent fix for this Colts team, but I think he needs to go sooner rather than later, as soon as possible. Maybe give some other guys some looks before you go externally to look for a quarterback or get one in the draft to trade some picks. Who knows? But I think Phillip Rivers needs to go, and I'm curious to see what you guys think about all of those takeaways and questions. Let me know in the comments down below.